Hey everyone, my name is Emmanuel Knafo. I'm one of the co-founders of DevOps Shield. Today I'll talk about our ultimate DevSecOps platform designed to secure your Azure DevOps, GitHub, and GitLab environments. We're now at version 2, very excited to share in this video some key new features, including AppSec and DevSecOps controls automation. So basically, we'll show you in this video for the GitHub platform how to automatically protect a repository with essentially various open source software DevSecOps controls based on OWASP standards, and pretty much at a click of a button with DevOps Shield. So the first thing we're going to do is grab DevOps Shield. It's available from the Microsoft Azure Marketplace as well on Docker Hub, and it's even free for up to 10 resources. And finally, you could see what the application looks like without doing a thing on demo.devopsshield.com, and it'll give you a taste of what that looks like for an organization. All right, so the first thing we'll do is let's look at, for example, a typical organization in GitHub. I have 86 repositories. I'm actually interested in this video just to focus on protecting Pygoat demo 002 and Juice Shop demo 002 repositories. They're OWASP application that needs some serious protection. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is go to hub.docker.com. Here, let's even go to the main. This is what it looks like. And you don't even have to sign in, and just basically search for DevOps Shield with 2 S's, and you'll find our repository. So basically, the application is right here. It can be installed on multiple clouds and so on. There's instructions for all of that, but we're going to go with the quick start and just simply install it on our laptop. So let me go ahead and copy this and open up PowerShell, WSL2 Bash, whatever works for you. And we're going to run we're going to do a Docker run command. It's pretty quick. It's going to download the Linux container and then run on local host port 8080 our application. There you go. It's done. So there's a link right here to local host 8080. Let's go ahead and do that. And that's it. You're already installed. Let me just go to the end right here. You'll notice that we are running version 2.0.75. So we are running version 2. Let's scroll back up here. And let's do our first login. All right. So username and password are DevOps Shield, as is mentioned right here in the login information. And then normally you should change your password. I'm just going to skip that and go straight to the main dashboard. Now, the DevOps Shield dashboard, right away, notice this is your first time basically, and you haven't configured it yet. So you could go ahead and start your configuration now. And this is the same as version 1. So you just go and click on the quick setup guide. Okay, since this is a GitHub organization, I'm going to stick, I don't need to specify an actual Entra ID, so I'll leave the randomly generated GUID here. Let's type in some sort of tenant here, GitHub demo tenant. And then for the enterprise type, let's go ahead and pick GitHub. Finally, the organization name is going to be the organization, right? In our case, it's DevOps ABC's engineering. And I do need to add a PAT token. I'm going to grab that from my key vault here. This is the PAT token. So let me copy that. And let's go ahead and paste that in our quick setup, just right here. All right, perfect. Did I get that right? No, I meant to grab the GitHub. This looked a little longer than I thought. Let me go back. So let's go back to the key vault. And indeed, I did. I picked the Azure DevOps PAT token. I meant to pick this one for this. Okay, let's grab that. And then let's go right to the setup and paste that right here. Okay, that looks better. Let me go ahead and click on Startup now. So that will automatically trigger a scan. So you can see a scan happening right here in the automation task. Shouldn't be too long. But basically what's new are these code security templates. Now, you will need an actual personal GitHub token to make this run. So I will need to add one more token, even though the token I just added is there. I need to add one more. Let me go ahead and do a create new. I need to add a token like this. Okay, so let me paste that, GHP, and I'm going to grab that one as well from my key vault. Let's go back to the secrets, and this is the one right here. And this will be needed to apply the DevSecOps automation. So I'm going to come right here. And then let's go ahead and create that token. Perfect. So we have that right here. So now we're well equipped. Let's see if the automation task finished. It did. It only took 52 seconds. So now if I come right here, this is also new, these DevSecOps controls. So what is this doing right now? Well, it's looking at the repos and basically finding out which ones have the various DevSecOps controls in place. These are the main ones that we'll know: secret scanning, software composition analysis, sometimes SBOM or SCA, static app security testing, so SAST, and DAST, dynamic app security testing. That's like pen testing, like for example with OWASP ZAP scanner. And we also have some container image scanning and infra as code scanning. So notice the Pygoat demo 002 and Juice Shop demo 002 are both here. They both appear here. And now the Juice Shop had a little bit of protection, not all. And Pygoat really, really needs some love. It's essentially doesn't have any of these DevSecOps controls in place. We're about to remedy this. We'll do it only for this repository, but the same technique works for all repositories if you really wanted to. Okay, so here are our code security templates under application security. Notice you have about 14 of them out of the box, and these ones are for GitHub only. So you have a corresponding ones in Azure DevOps, and there's a bunch of open source software available here. I think mostly all open source software. Some for ADO, we have some third party that cost that are not free, but Anchor. We have the Gripe for container image scanning, SIFT SBOM for SCA, Chainbench if you're interested in supply chain security and CIS standards. This is by Aqua Security. A bunch of other Git leaks, secret scanning, OSV scanner, and of course Microsoft MSDO scanner. And on the next page, we have Trivy for container image scanning, and this, one of my favorites, Zed Attack Proxy Zap by Checksmarks. So that as well. That's very interesting. So we have all of these templates, but what you can do is apply configurations. One of my favorite configurations is the first one. There's 3 out of the box for GitHub and 3 for Azure DevOps. We're focusing primarily on OSS for now. So GitHub DevOps Shield Anchor OSS configuration, super interesting, has quite a few protection right here and tools that it's using. And this is the one we'd like to apply to our Pygoat demo 002. Actually, before I do that, I have to make sure that Pygoat is one of our selected or enrolled, because we get up to 10 for free, repositories or resources to be more specific. So I'm clicking on enroll now, and let's uncheck the ones we don't really need. So I'm going to uncheck these just to free up some of these licenses. And here is the main one. Actually, it's Pygoat Demo 002, so we'll keep that one checked. And we also have the Juice Shop Demo 002, so I'm very happy with that. I don't really need this. Let me just uncheck those. And I can even uncheck this one right here. Okay, so I definitely have to keep that. That's my enterprise, if you will, and then my organization. So I do want to protect those for sure. So let me go ahead and confirm my selection. And I'm not incurring any more charge here because I'm still within the allowed 10 range right here. I still have 5 left, actually. All right, now that that's done, I'm actually ready to start to apply my AppSec configuration right here. So we can go to DevSecOps automation, to AppSec configuration right here in the application security and do an apply AppSec configuration. Let me click on that now. Now I'm ready to pick my template. So I said that I wanted to do a anchor. And notice I have my 5 tools right here. Anchor Gripe and Sift, Trufflehog, Secret Scanning, MSDO, which actually does multiple types of DevSecOps controls like SAS and IA, infrastructure as code scanning as well. And here I'm going to pick, so for example, I was interested in Pygoat. Sorry, let me double check that it's there. If you don't see it, oh, it's here. Okay, so let me grab this one. So I want to make sure that I grab Pygoat Demo 002 and the Juice Shop Demo 002. That's enough for now. I don't need to check the other ones. And I want to go ahead and apply it there. So let's confirm our selection and apply configuration. Perfect. So that's it. Now, if I look back at what happened, it's saying that it's scheduled pending apply automation. Okay, so it wants to apply these DevSecOps controls, but it's pending basically one of the automation tasks. So let's go to DevSecOps automation. We could see that it's been scheduled. And remember, we care the most about this second repo, but we care about both. And it's saying schedule pending automation. So I'm going to go ahead and run now this DevSecOps. And that takes me straight right here. It should only take a few seconds. So notice it is running the DevSecOps automation. So if I do a refresh, it'll probably be completed. And indeed it is. And notice it did apply and save 2 PRs for these repositories right here. So we're going to go back to the DevSecOps automation, and we do indeed see that the pull requests were raised. So as I said, my preference is to implement it for Pygoat. So I'm going to go ahead and do that first. So you can just go and click and it'll bring you directly to the pull request. And this is pretty cool, right? So we have this pull request right now going on into our repository, actually. And notice there's already some checks. It's the pipelines themselves and any other checks you might have in that place that are running. If you notice, I have these 5 pipelines or workflows, I should call them in GitHub. These workflows that have been added. So I have Anchor Gripe, Zed Attack Proxy, MSDO here, Anchor Sift, and Truffle Hog. So these are being added right here. I'm going to wait for the checks to finish, but you can actually see the commits, all the commits that got pushed, the checks that run, and that might include some of your own checks, all of the file changes right here, and that has all of these templates. The settings should be good. You might need to tweak some of them, like for example, to Zed Attack Proxy, it needs to know what it needs to scan, right? So we'll fix that a bit later. But basically, we're waiting on these pipelines to finish. So notice they are appearing right here. And we, once this is approved, we'll be able to merge the pull request. Okay. All right. So it shouldn't be too long. In my case, what I might even do is let's go do the other pull request. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to repeat what we did. So if I come back to the application, I can also open up the other pull request, which was the Juice Shop, and a similar thing will have happened. So notice that pull request happened right here. It already is running some stuff in check. It looks a lot like the other one, same files because same template was applied. So we have the same files that changed. And in the pull request itself, what we will do, we can even, in anticipation, since there are no conflict, merge the pull request. And even we can be smart and clean up after ourselves by deleting that branch. All right, so we should be fully merged. I'm actually going to go back, even though this is not yet finished, just for the sake of the video here. Let me just merge that as well and delete the branch. All right. So that should finally execute, basically finally protect these, both of these repositories. And let's double check with DevOps Shield itself. So DevOps Shield is your one-stop shop, basically. So let me run every single, let me run and do another assessment. Now, normally this gets scheduled. So, you know, it will run again eventually. The default, I think, is every 8 hours, but you can change that. And once this runs and rescans everything, we will get the updated, basically, compliance. And what we're hoping to see is that everything is now compliant. Another thing that we can also run is, remember, in the DevSecOps automation, while we already see that both of these pull requests are completed. So that's good. That means we accepted the pull request, we merged and so on, and we've implemented those DevSecOps controls. So this is very important. Let me come back here. It looks like we're already all finished. So that was pretty quick. Let's now go to the DevSecOps controls right here and verify. And indeed, we're all green. Isn't that cool? So we have the Pygoat demo 002 and the Juice Shop demo 002 that are now finally all green. So we fully protected these in repositories and environments, which is awesome.